Hey everybody, welcome to Human Landmines, the show that is guaranteed to broadcast even after the apocalypse. Take it away, Stephen.
Yeah, and Paul and I were just going over this subject, and maybe it leads to the apocalypse, at least for people. But maybe there's something larger happening. I don't mean God. So we'll start with a quote that's super interesting and caught my eye.
Who says
Here it
it?
is.
Who says it?
Oh, Marshall McLuhan, who died in 1980, which makes it pretty cool that he was already thinking like this.
Cool.
Physiologically, man in the normal use of technology is perpetually modified by it, and in turn finds new ways of modifying his technology. Man becomes, as it were, the sex organs of the machine world, as the bee of the plant world, enabling it to fecundate and evolve ever newer forms. So the fascinating part to me when I heard about it was that we are just machine sex organs, which is kind of true if you think about what we do as people, especially these days when we all have our heads up our asses in our iPhones and we're riding around in cars and we're on elevators and in airplanes and shit. It seems like the machines now are the main thing. And we're just helping make more of those and making those better. We literally combine technologies. We put Wi-Fi on airplanes. That's like what people's big achievements now is just that.
And when we have sex with each other and reproduce, we're just creating humans that will utilize and advance the next great wave of technology. You know what I mean?
And it's
even
totally.
In our most primal thing we do is fornicate with each other. The
Right.
machines just get they're advancing faster than humans are.
Yeah, they are.
Think about 20
And
years ago when some guy had his computer doing the dial-up modem, and he had to go into a chat room and ask somebody if they wanted to trade nudie pics that were photoshopped of Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox.
yeah, and it took like a while to download that picture.
But you had to find someone who wanted to trade Aniston for Cox.
Right. Yeah.
It might take a really long time to find somebody who's like, no, I already have that one. It's like trading cards. And now
it's
porn
fucking
is
there.
everywhere.
Every kind.
Every
Easily
kind of
accessible, quickly. And it sort of seems like that quote diminishes what people are. But like really, what's the most important thing about bees? Everybody has that thing where they're worried about the bees dying, and it's not because they're worried about all the bees dying. It's because if the bees die, all the plants will die. Right.
If
and
the
then
bees
it'll
die,
destroy the whole
trees die.
ecosystem. And I guess that's our only hope, Paul, for 200 years from now, is the robots have of some campaign like, no, save the humans. Remember, we need them to like help us more.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just the bees to them in 200 years. Like, we gotta hope that some liberal ass robot starts the campaign to save us.
And I think to think more deeply about your metaphor, like bees as a species of animal, they have extremely complex and civilized bases for a ton of bees to live called hives. And that's kind of what cities are.
Oh shit.
I don't think there's any bee rednecks though that like just yeah man, I left the hive years ago.
Dude, there might be.
Been living off the fat of the land.
No, they just got like some tiny ass hive in the like rough, weird part of Florida.
I'm Jim Senior. It's just me, Sonny, and Jim Junior, and old Martha running this beehive. You know, we got to do double work. We each got 2 honeycombs instead of 1, but Hell, it's nice to just not be under that queen bitch's wrath.
Hell yeah. Oh man, and to take it all to the trippier level that we also touched on is like, so where does that lead if we're just the dicks of the robots basically, and what the thought is possibly is that we think of bees and us as single-celled things, and we usually don't think about it much higher than us. But if you think about Earth as an organism also, maybe Earth is just trying to make robots so that it can shoot its own DNA out into space. And like you said, Paul, there's already planets that only have robots on them. And
Yeah.
maybe that's not that Earth has a goal, but maybe that's the natural progression of things, is that everything is just trying to replicate and spread out. Humans certainly have done it. So, like a lot of species do it. Why wouldn't Earth be trying to expand?
You said this to me earlier, that we're trying to jack off onto the other planets, and Earth might have a greater plan than humans, even though we were the top dog for a while. You know, come the Industrial Revolution and the Internet age and all that, within the last 150 years, Earth might be like, well, those humans were doing really good, but they made these other things that don't need as much as them, and they're more efficient and more reliable, and they don't have emotions.
And they basically fucked up everything.
Maybe I'm going to jack those off onto the other planets. Maybe I'll even use humans as my vehicle. You want to know what I'm terrified of?
Yes.
What do we have? Okay.
I was gonna say we have an urge to think that we think on everything in human time scales, and that we're the most important thing, but to Earth, we're nothing.
So
we've been around for not very long.
Humans have a Galileo complex when we should be more like we have a Copernicus complex and we should be more like Galileo.
Yes. Yeah, maybe we're not the middle. We're not the important thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's
well, what are you scared of?
Now, do you want to know?
Yes.
I'm terrified of this. What happens when robots create something of their own?
Exactly.
And we're the last humans alive in the apocalypse cave. And we have to deal with the robots. The thing that the robot is the sex organ for. They're going to have no use for us.
Yeah. Or maybe we're a small piece of it then. So the whole definition of life, right? A single-celled organism is life. It is living. And we're people are just made up of a bunch of those. We have all these complex systems. We have bacteria. We have other little living things inside of us. So maybe human beings will get to be some little piece of the thing that the robots make, in the way that single-celled organisms are pieces of us. We'll still be a part of it.
I just always imagined us making machines to do stuff for us. And I don't want to do stuff for the machines.
Right. I don't know if we can solve it.
We can't.
Probably will die before we have to worry about it.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to die an ass.
I don't want Paul the Fourth to have to deal with this bullshit. I want to jack off into the temporal dimension and let my seeds go for long and great lengths into the future.
That's what we're working on human landmines. Coming together and figuring out how to jack off into eternity.
What would really help me out is if I can find a time machine so I can go into the future 5,000 years and impregnate somebody, and then I can just come back and chill till the end of my days, even if I turned homeless or whatever.
Right, because your seed's got 5,000 years at least on it.
Yeah, and if just say the pablets just die out within the next 200 years.
Yeah.
We're having a comeback, and I could even like I could even like start planting Jesus predictions and stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I mean, I can have my own religion. Wow, that's
You could be like Muhammad.
yeah. I want to be able to time travel so bad, and I'm hoping that we teach the machines that how to time travel us places before they start teaching us how to milk their cows and fuck their wives.
And next week on Human Landmines, time travel.
Peace, bitches. Crack that bottle, we're gonna take a trip on the information superhighway. Gonna chug a few and we're gonna talk some shit.